Hello again, guys. Welcome back to Libertator's channel. We've got another Soulblight game for you guys. Pretty similar list to previous. Kind of practicing up for a little tournament we got coming up here in the future. Got a Legion of Blood list. Zombie Dragon with Vampire Lord on him. General doing minions. And Cloak of Mist and Shadows. Today he'll be taking the spell Soul Pike. Got a Vampire Lord on foot. He'll have Hoarfrost. White King. Standard issue, 3 units of 10 Skellies, 20 Graveguard, 5 Blood Knights, and Neferata with the Prison of Grief spell. Coming in at 1970, 2 drops. Going into Khorne today.
Hello, we've got another game here for you, Khorne. This is going to be basically the same list I played in the last two. It's going to be 1990 points of Skullfiend tribes. In Skullfiend tribes, these Skullreapers become BATTLELINE. My general is going to be the Lord of Khorne on Juggernaut. And he's going to have the command trait Diabolical Purposes and the artifact Gorecleaver. So he's going to be a little bit of a hero hunter. He also will make the Mighty Skullcrushers BATTLELINE. So that fills out all of my BATTLELINE slots between the Skullreapers and the Mighty Skullcrushers. I have 3 priests in this army. I changed it out a little bit from the last time I played the list. I'm taking 2 Slaughterpriests. I didn't have 2 Slaughterpriests last time, that's why I had the Bloodmaster. But I have 2 Slaughterpriests in the Realmgore Ritualist. They're going to all be in the Warlord Battalion, and I took the extra prayer enhancement. So I'm going to have access to all 6 of the prayers from the Book of Khorne. I'm going to be taking the Hex Skull Gorgers because they're fantastic, and just because it's so good, if it does work, the Bleeding Icon is going to be in the list as well. Skarbrand doing Skarbrand things, and I coalitioned in Beast of Chaos Sigor for a couple extra unbinds and a little bit more punishment on the wizards if I can't unbind, and just one more piece of tech for my enemy to deal with. Got my Blades of Khorne army, still slowly getting it based up and cleaned up. Got my little Khornes in the background. It's coming together nicely. Quite happy with the way it's looking. A little bit of a farm theme. So that's 1990 points of Blades of Khorne, and Slaughter of Sorcery is going to be my grand strategy. So that's it.
Alright guys, today we'll be playing the Fountains of Frost. This will be the round 2 battle plan for the tournament we'll be going to here not too long from now. The twist on this battle plan is going to be at the start of the battle shock phase, each objective, if you have 3 or more units contesting it, roll a dice on a 4-up, that objective explodes, and everybody contesting it takes D3 mortal wounds. Here's our setup. What you got going over here?
I got Skarbrand on the right hand, my right hand flank. Skullreapers here. Mighty Skullcrushers, excuse me. Generals on this corner. Skullreapers here. Just a line basically. I only got 2 guys on each objective, so I'm not going to be taking any explosions. In the first battle shock phase, got these guys in cover, got him garrisoned, and I was issued turn 1, so I'm going to take Intimidate the Invaders as my battle tactic, and we're going to go into Khorne turn 1.
That's right. Got our deployment over here. Soulblight, kind of spread out. Graveyards are set up here, there,
and everywhere.
One over here, and one hiding in a corner over here. Going into Khorne turn 1.
End of the movement phase for Khorne. I got my battle tactic. We don't look at that yet, but that's what we did. I got off the Hex Skull Gorgers. I got off Killer Instinct to move the Mighty Skullcrushers forward. And then I also did Blood Sacrifice and used the, I don't remember what it's called, Killer Instinct or something like that. Blood Tithe ability, they moved another d6 inches forward. I think I rolled like 5.
Yep, got a 5 on that.
And then they moved their 8, forcing him to redeploy his Skellies. He rolled a 5 on his redeploy and is protecting my original intended target of pinning. Everything else just kind of moved forward gingerly. We both got 2 primal magic dice. Didn't mean anything during this turn because I don't believe in magic, only in science.
Only in science.
So here we are. We're gonna go ahead and do our charge roll, our 1 charge roll, and go into the combat phase.
Did pick a unit for doomed minions. We rolled 1 on the D3, and it was also this Skullcrusher unit because they got a 2-up save and it made sense. So here we go, charge phase.
End of turn 1 for Khorne. Had a little bit of a long ball charge. I rolled an 8. Fanatic, I'll say. It's Khorne and stuff.
Modified 8.
Modified 8. I was able to snake through with my Mighty Skullcrushers, pin down the
Zombie Dragon.
Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. And then we proceeded to slap each other with wet noodles. He did an Unleash Hell, only got 1 through, which did 3 damage. And then everybody else attacked the Skullcrushers and did only 1 additional damage on top of what was Unleashed Hell.
Yeah.
I was able to do an all-out defense because he tried to stomp. And yeah, that actually worked out. I was kind of worried whenever I realized. I originally was just going to try to kill this unit and get a Blood Tithe, but when I rolled such a high number, I was like, well, they're tanky. They can probably hold him back. You don't have retreat and charge, do you?
No.
Okay, so that's kind of what I was hoping for. Keep you out of my life for a little while, maybe. And that's kind of what I was hoping for. And it seems to work this turn. We'll see how well it works next turn.
Yep, even though they were doomed minions target, the Rend hurts the 2-up save there, did good. I was thinking the thought process behind the stomp was to try and kill 1 of the 3 because they had 3 wounds on 1 of them. So rolled the 1, didn't get that. Probably should have roared in hindsight, but here we are, going to Soulblight, turn. 1, you're going to score.
I score 1 for 1, 1 for 2, and 2 for the battle tactic for a grand total of 4 for this turn. Going to bottom of turn 1, Soulblight Gravelords.
Okay, into the hero phase for Soulblight, bottom of turn 1. The Hex Skulls are gone, as you see. We rolled an 8 naturally on Neferata right out the gate. Her War Scroll spell is gone, so we can't do the Ethereal anymore. They blew up. She took 5 mortal wounds after the saves. The Vampire Lord on foot took 2, then took an additional 1 after he cast Hoarfrost with Primal Dice auto-cast. And the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon took another 6 actually, because he miscast with a double 1, took 3 mortals off of it.
And took 5
and took 5 from the skulls, but he finest towered. Our battle tactic is Intimidate Invaders. And yeah, it's going swimmingly. Here we go. Skellies. This is what happened if you watched the last battle report with these guys. You'll notice that this gentleman with the flag right here is Leroy. If we would have deployed him in front, center, in the middle, we might be doing better. These guys are inept. Sir Henry over here, this Skelly unit, they're not doing much. So let's see what happens. Going into the move it phase for Soulblight. Turn 2. End of Soulblight, turn 1. We took out the Skullcrushers. We did a stomp and a roar. We only got the stomp off. We did kill 1. We activated the zombie dragon and to heal him on hunger, and only did 2 wounds to finish off the last one. Finest Tower helped a little bit for the 2 up to wound. So he's still got 6. He took 1 from the murder rolls. Impact damage from the Blood Knights. Avoided some more murder rolls. We are going to hold 1, 2, and we're going to fail our battle tactic of Intimidate Invaders because it's Neubauer, and I was going to bring down the Grave Guard and the White King over here and take that objective for more, but I forgot, and we're at the end of the turn. So that's going to get me 2 points for the turn, 2 to 4. I've got more than 3 within range of this objective. So we'll roll a 4 up to see how much damage we do. 4 ups, everybody's going to take damage. And we'll come back after we've done all the damage to the units. Alright, the objective did explode. We killed 2 of our skeletons. We killed off our Vampire Lord on foot, and we took 1 wound from the Blood Knights. And 1 wound on Neferata. And we're going into the roll-off for turn 2. Got a 4 for the Soulblight and a 2 for the Khorne. Let's see what we'll do. Double turn. Probably need to do something with it. Into the shooting phase for Soulblight. We got the double turn going into the top of turn 2, and we took it. We did some casting. We got Prison of Grief off. We were going to get it off. We got it with an unmodified 9, so we tried to put it on to Skarbrand. We ended up taking... He ended up ignoring it with the 5-up ignore.
Yep. Got a Blood Tithe.
Got a Blood Tithe. And... yeah, it went off, and we don't have it because he was able to ignore it. We got an Arcane Bolt off on Neferata. That's the only thing we got successfully off. We tried the Zombie Dragon's War Scroll spell for the Curse of Extinguishing. We did get it off onto Skarbrand, but it was unbound. We had a 10, he got 11. We are up to 10 wounds taken on the Zombie Dragon. Our battle tactic is the choicest of vintages. We chose Skarbrand, and we got to kill him with a Vampire Hero. So it's going to be difficult now. We got Neferata and the Vampire Dragon.
With the ignoring of the spell on Skarbrand, I got an extra Blood Tithe, and I spent all 3 of them at the end of the hero phase to call down a Brass Skull Meteor onto the Zombie Dragon, and because he has more than 10 wounds, I was rolling for 3s, and out of the 8 dice, I got 6 mortal wounds on him, so that's where the extra wounds are coming from.
Yep, that hurt a lot. We only warded 1, so he's not long for this world.
It's all coming together here. I'm kind of regretting not doing Finest Hour on Skarbrand, but I needed the extra unbind in the end, so we'll see how it goes.
Yep, we just did 6 wounds to Skarbrand with the Pestilential Breath, so that is looking up. So he's down to 10 wounds. We brought down the Graveguard this time over here. We really need him dead for this game to kind of go our way, I think, maybe. Got the Blood Knights moved up over here. We brought down the White King over there to tag that objective, and he'll be taking that. So we will get more as long as we don't... Yeah, we'll get more on this one. Let's see if we can do our battle tactic. Start of the charge phase. End of the top of turn 2 for Soulblight. We did lift Skarbrand. Neferata did the damage. He failed lots of saves. We got the roar off on him, and he roared the Graveguard, but she got it. So we got the battle tactic, killing a hero with a Vampire Hero. She took 12 back from the... What are they called?
Murder rolls.
The murder rolls and the unit.
The Skullreapers.
The Skullreapers. So she's got 2 left, but we might be able to, we're going to heroic recover her and hope for the best. We did take that objective, and the objective blew up. So we score 1-2 more, putting us at 7-4, going into bottom of turn 2 for Khorne. Yeah.
Alright, Khorne, bottom of 2. I got my 3 Blood Tithe from last turn, so I took Slay the Sorcerer, and I Brass Skull Meteored off Neferata to get my battle tactic. And I just completed all of my charges. I rolled the Desecrated Blood Runes into this piece of territory because I was afraid she was going to get clipped, and I need something out of her. I got off Blood Boil on him. I got 2 mortal wounds on him. I was hoping for a big one so I didn't have to come back here and mess with him. I moved the general back just a little bit to make him redeploy. Got the big 6. Everything else made its charges in. And
they did do an additional
5 damage on him. He warded 1 of the 5, so he took 4 damage from Sigmar throwing a big old desecrated boulder at him.
Yeah, it's working out well. Roared the Blood Knights.
Roar the Blood Knights, and I'm looking to activate the Skullreapers, and with their 2-inch reach, they're going to be able to reach over and tag the Blood Knights.
Going into combat phase.
Turn 2, I completed my battle tactic, killing Neferata. The combat phase is completed. I killed 2 units of
Skeletons,
and I reduced the Blood Knights down to just 2 guys left. One's looking a little weakly and the other one's looking healthy. Wasn't able to do enough damage to him to where the bleeding icon had an effect. I'm up to 3 blood tithe points for killing the skeleton units and Neferata. I'm going to score this objective and this objective, 1 for 1, 1 for 2, and 2 for my battle tactic for this turn, bringing me to a total of 8 points.
Khorne winning by 1. Roll off for turn 3. Got a 3. Khorne's got a 1. We got to take it. Soulblight, turn 3. Soulblight, turn 3. We failed our battle tactic, which was for our general to heal wounds using the hunger. He got breast metered off in the hero phase. So that was difficult to accept, but we got the Graveguard in. They killed a couple more of this unit right here. Did 5 on the Sigmar. They got roared in the process. Somehow 1 Blood Knight survived with 1 wound left. And we got 1, 2, and more. We did bring back 1 skeleton unit at half strength over here. Leroy's hiding out in the weeds from these Skullcrushers. And that's going to bring our score to 10 points for Soulblight to 8 going into bottom of turn 3 for Khorne.
Alright, end of the charge phase for Khorne. I picked the battle tactic where I have to kill 8 models with a unit. I picked the Sigmar since he's already in combat. I landed the boulder and I killed 4 guys. He warded 1 of them off. This guy retreated, capturing this objective. I don't know how he died.
He died 2 mortal wounds from your blood tithe, whatever.
Oh yeah, I did blood boil. I did blood boil on him. I did 1 mortal wound from blood boil. I got off the Realmgore Ritualist's War Scroll Prayer for -1 attacks characteristics on them. I chanted the move in the hero phase on him. He charged, failed his 2 up, 3 mortal wounds. I did 4 mortal wounds on impact here. I spent my blood tithe to move them in the hero phase to try to mitigate any redeploys. Made the charge. This guy auto ran 6 to cap this objective, and here we are. I'm currently holding 4 or 5 objectives, and we're going to go into the combat phase for Khorne.
Failed to bring back on the skeletons, and so it's looking pretty bleak. Here we go.
Bottom of turn 3 for Khorne. I successfully completed my battle tactic. He killed a total of 9 in combat. Sad state of affairs though. He rolled a 1 on the battle shock. I was hoping for a big D6 runaway and an addition for the battle shock test there. So that still didn't do anything, but the -1 to attacks helped a lot. He only added 2 wounds to the Sigmar. Over here, 2 wet noodles just slapping on each other. Nothing really happened over there. It was quite embarrassing. He returned a few...
Start of the combat phase. These guys returned a couple of skeletons back to 5 or 4. And nothing really happened.
Nothing really happened. I killed 1 more over there, and nothing really died this turn, which, for the sake of the blood tithe, is sad, but here we are.
Leroy's standing strong in there with cover.
I scored 5 objectives this turn, 1, 2 more, and 2 for my battle tactic. Sigmar showing out. Roll off for turn 4.
That's going to be 13 to 10 for Khorne. And Khorne wins the roll off.
Gotta take it.
Gonna take it. Going into Khorne, turn 4.
End of turn 4, top of turn 4. I chose battle tactic is called Leave None Standing. I had to pick, I picked the Sigmar, had to fight the combat phase and not be within 3 inches of enemy units at the end of the combat phase. I rallied the Skullreapers, got 1 back. They moved in, charged in, just for insurance, just in case the Sigmar whiffed. I did 6 mortal wounds with blood boil on the Graveguard, and in combat, the Sigmar finished him off. Then the Lord of Khorne on Juggernaut over here killed
the White King.
White King on foot, and that brings me up to 2 Blood Tithe points, and I have scored another 5 for this turn. Again, the Wet Noodle Fest is going on over there, the cover and not being able to get all 3 of them in and charge damage.
Yep, and the skeletons keep standing back up. So that scores you 1-2 more. 18 to 10. We'll be back, talk out if there's anything we can do on Soulblight's turn and get you a final score. All right, we're scoring out the game here. We had bottom of turn 4 for the Soulblight. We took the Grasping Undead with Leroy, who was hanging out over here for a good while with these Skullcrushers, and he did survive and get that battle tactic for us.
Hanging out's the right word.
Hanging out, yeah. There was a lot of back and forth for no reason over there. We failed every roll to bring back the White King until the end. This has finished up the game here. Khorne won the turn for roll off for 5.
Did surround and destroy battle tactic.
Yep. And got your grand strategy already because you killed all the sorcerers. And at the bottom of Soulblight's turn 5, we finally did roll the 3 up to bring the White King back. He took this objective, but the only battle tactic that we were able to try and accomplish was the Callous Overlord for this skeleton unit right here that was outside of 3 inches. They needed to die, and they didn't do it. So there you go. Imagine that. Skullcrushers don't do much damage to even 5 skeletons, apparently. Killed 3 of them. And failed that battle tactic. We got 1, 2, and more for 3 more points. We did get our grand strategy, so the total score is 26 for Khorne to 19 for Soulblight. Well done, good game.
Good game. It was fun.
Lots of damage flying back and forth. Very bloody.
Scratching too.
Yep. So quick view of the board there. Not that much left on it. Sigmar.
A couple priests here and there.
A couple of skellies just hanging out. So doesn't really reflect the blowout, I think, 7-point difference there. But yeah, my first time playing Khorne. I had seen some games before. Do a lot of damage versus spellcasters, and that's what we saw. That did probably a lot of the work earlier on. The brass skull, the meteor or whatever.
Comet, yeah.
Did a ton of damage. Took out the zombie dragon. Neferata didn't survive, but it could have gone either way pretty much several different times, I think. Soulblight was being kept alive by the roll off there for maybe 2 turns of it. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
It was a good game, very good game. It was a head scratcher for sure. There was things that you needed to really pay attention, otherwise it could have made the difference between the game. This was a really good test of this list that I've been kind of playing around with. It's still my 3rd game with Khorne. First time I've ever had to really test it without Skarbrand, because he just got taken off the board surprisingly early. I think it fared pretty good. I'm still amazed at how tanky Khorne is. It seems like a light body list, just when you look at it on the table. For me personally, coming from like OBR and Nighthaunt and stuff like that, seems light. But it doesn't fail to disappoint as far as in the combat phase. Everything's dangerous, everything's got teeth. Playing against this Soulblight was unique. I haven't played against this style of Soulblight. It's my first game against the new BoK. It's got some really good teeth. I definitely got lucky early on with the skulls popping off, Neferata losing her spell, stuff like that. The gamble paid off, holding back, I think, the Skullcrushers, getting the Skullcrushers in there and holding back the Vampire Lord on Zombie Dragon. I think that had some play in the game early on. But yeah, I kind of felt like I was on the back foot a lot of the time, just because you had so many more bodies. But it worked out in the end.
Yep, great game. Let us know what you guys think. Comments, subscriptions are appreciated. Any ideas on how we can do better, and lists are in the description.